everyone, it's Janet with Sugar Shine Designs, and today I'd like to show you my Happy Haunted Halloween card. Now, some features about this card is that the main cardstock here is popped up on fun foam, but that doesn't really show too well. But this card features two new die cuts from CottageCutz, which I'll show you in a minute, and I put this on a cardstock that already had that crazy web and the big red spider. Now, here are the two dies that I used from CottageCutz. I used the Happy Halloween die along with the Ghost House die, and then I placed them, once I completed them, both the wording and my ghost, on this paper that already had, like I mentioned before, the spider web and the big red spider. Now, the house worked really well and easy, and so did Happy Halloween, and I made this project pretty quickly. This was one where you kind of use paper to help set everything off. And speaking of the paper, this is what I used for the background on this. This is called Witch's Dust Halloween, which is a fun name. And it had all this printing on it already, which really made things go quickly. Now, the die cuts themselves I cut from this stack called the Bewitched, again, a couple years old. But I wanted to show you something. This cardstock is super thick because it has adhesive on the back of it. And I had no problems at all, guys, cutting this out with the CottageCutz dies. If you have the right pressure, it cuts like butter. So that also made this card really quick and easy to put together, because all I had to do was peel it, stick it, basically. And you can't get really much simpler than that. One last thing I'll show you that I used here were some enamel dots from Recollection, and I just put those in the corner in coordinating colors, kind of balance out the whole feel of the card. So now that I've given you a tour of today's project, let's look at how I put it together. Alright, so let's start with the main base of this card. This is a piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then on top of this is going to go the Ghost House die cut, and here's the beginning of the phrase for happy, and then our cute little spider web and dangling spider that hangs on the word Halloween. So Happy Halloween with that, again, cool little spider dangle there. So I cut this a little bit short in terms of width so that I could have the green edges of the card base show. And this is an A2 size card once I'm done with it. So I'm going to put the Ghost House down here in the corner somewhere. And then I want to put my Halloween phrase in the opposite corner. And because this is the biggest piece, I'm going to put it first, making sure that I leave enough room for happy. But I want to make sure I get my Halloween exactly where I need it to be, so then I can figure out where that spider web is going to hang, and that will help me figure out where to put my house in the end, so that everything is balanced and nothing is in the way of anything. So let me take this spider now, the spider web, and take off the backing. Remember I told you I used the die cuts with a view paper stack with the adhesive on it. And so that makes it real easy to take that adhesive off and just place it wherever I wanted. And I did that with all of the die cuts on this card today. So once I had the pieces cut, which was pretty quick and easy, the rest of this goes really fast as well. Now, the die cut, of course, is made just so that the spider web is hanging off the Halloween words like I'm showing here. And again, just pressing that down a little bit is all I need to do. Then the happy will go above that, so I can go ahead and place that now. I'm not sure that I mentioned it before, so I want to make sure that I do that. This phrase comes from the new die cut set called Halloween Phrase and More, and it has 4 different phrases. So we have Happy Halloween that we see here, Pumpkin Day, Trick or Treat, and Halloween Party. So lots of versatile things, and it has little things that go with it, like this has the hanging spider web and spider. Trick or Treat has the outline of a cat. Halloween Party has a witch's hat. Pumpkin Day, of course, has a pumpkin. And all of those things I think you could switch around and use with the different phrases. Gives you a lot of versatile things to do with it. All right, so now that the Happy Halloween and the spider that's hanging there is in place, I could tell where I wanted my ghost house to go so that it was all balanced and worked well. And again, you saw me, I just peeled off the backing and stuck it on. Couldn't be easier. Now, I felt like it just needed a little bit more balance in the other corner because it just seemed a little lopsided to me, I guess. So I dug out of my stash some enamel dots in this pretty orangey red, yellow, and green. And I thought that the three of those in the corner really made the balance much better and finished off the card. So I'm speeding things up here a bit so you don't get so bored watching me peel this backing off the tape. But as you can see, I applied the strips of adhesive on the cardstock, then attached that to the fun foam. And then on the other side of the fun foam, I did the same thing. And after peeling off this backing, I can place it on the card base itself. And I do this instead of using regular ATG adhesive because I think it's a much stronger adhesion, and that way I'll be sure that the fun foam sticks. I haven't had any problems with it coming off, but I just want to make sure. I also like the fun foam a lot lately for backing like this. It just gives it a much more solid feel and lift, and I know it's not going to get dented or ruined in the mail. Well, that finishes my project up with you today. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.